Hey, 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 and welcome to week 3. I am your instructor, Professor K, and welcome to week 3 for Global Fashion Marketplace. So, this week we are going to explore chapter 2. And within chapter 2, there's so many things that we are going to discuss, and it's actually going to be part of the foundation of this course. So we are going to talk about the nature of the fashion business industry. And part of that, we're going to talk about marketing and merchandising. We are going to talk about the fashion cycle, the life cycle of fashion. We are going to talk about some more common fashion terms, as well as the intangibles of fashion. So I want to be able to dive into the misconception that marketing and merchandising is the same thing in fashion, and it is not. I want you to be clear as far as when you say, oh, I want to be a merchandiser or I want to be in fashion marketing, what does that entail? So the first thing is for me to get you to understand that fashion marketing is the process in which you or the company is trying to discover what's needed. What is the top items, top colors, top, silhouettes, patterns, prints that the customers are asking about. And that information is filtered to everyone else. So they're like, listen, these are the top things that are popular, that are trending, internationally, globally, worldwide, and we need a part of that action. So that is marketing. They are the people that kind of do the discovery. Those are the people that kind of gives everybody on the team some insight as far as what the customers are asking and wanting them to do within their brand or whatever. The second thing is merchandising. Merchandising is huge as well, because merchandising is the team that makes sure that the right product is in the right place at the right time. They can support the marketing by making sure that whatever area or demographic area will sell this product, the most, that the product is actually in those doors. So if you were in Florida and you had a product like a cable net sweater, as a merchandiser, you already know that you can only send so many of them there because of the weather, where you would send like a cable neck sweater somewhere else, maybe Midwest and New England, the New York area. So that's what a merchandiser does. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is like called fashion tea, is that there are some fashion misconceptions that are out there. And I want to be able to give you at least 2 of them. The first one is that people believe that fashion designers are the people that actually move and shift fashion. And that's not true. Fashion is moved and shifted by people. So if you are the biggest designer out there, if you have no one that wants to buy your product, then there's no success there. So a fashion designer is motivated by us common people, or people that are wearing their stuff. The second misconception is that fashion is only moved by women. Lies, lies, lies. No, fashion is moved even right now, probably more so by men than women. So fashion is moved all inclusively. Men, women, children, you have it. It is being moved by those groups of people. Fashion misconceptions. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about this week is fashion terms. And I say all that to say is because you'll hear me almost in every lecture, every class, that I want you to be able to talk fashion talk and not regular people talk, so that people will honor and start to look at you as being somewhat of an emerging expert in fashion. So number one, There's a difference between fashion and style. People use it one and the same, and it's not the same. So, first things first, fashion is the acceptance of a particular style. It is the acceptance of a particular style. And a particular style is an item of something, and there are variations of it. For instance, I have these style glasses, or I can have black style of these glasses. I can have cat eye glasses. I can have clear rim glasses. That's glassware styles. Or my hair can be platinum blonde, short. My hair can be platinum afro. My hair can be platinum braids. My hair can be platinum long, straight. So those are different styles. In order for fashion to birth itself, a particular style needs to be accepted. So fashion versus style. Another thing is high fashion versus mass fashion. High fashion versus mass fashion. High fashion is higher priced fashion, higher price points, higher quality fabrics, that is marketing to a limited amount of people. Whereas mass fashion is what it is. It is reaching a massive amount of people. Average people. Mass of people. So when you hear people say, high fashion versus mass fashion, even though you may see on the runway and something may look as if it's high fashion, and now you see it somewhere in like Target. And we'll talk about the trickle up, trickle down, trickle across theory later on. But we're just going to talk about high versus mass fashion. Next, 3 words: classic, fad, and trend. 3 words I'm going to talk about. So classic is an item that is timeless. Not only is it timeless because it never goes out of style, or it's a product that everybody may have. A classic, timeless piece are your little black dresses, a denim jacket, denim itself. Fad is something that's short-lived, that maybe a bunch of people will want it quickly and maybe not, but it still comes quickly. Like the, what are those called? Those bracelets, I forgot what they're called. But anywho, anything that comes in very quickly. Silly bands, that's what they're called. They're called silly bands. And I'm not going to edit this. This is what I would be doing in class, right? So silly bands. And then you have trend. People like to say, they say, oh, something's trendy, but I don't know if they understand what trend is. So trend is definitely the term we use because it's something that's an incredibly popular and high wanted item. But it's also used in the fashion world as something that is moving. Something that's moving, amongst a heavy populated amount of people, but fashion is moving. So the 3 words is classic, fad, and trend. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about are the 5 stages for the fashion cycle. 5 of them, okay? So the first one is your introductory stage. This is a stage when a product or a garment or what have you is being introduced. This is when the buyers are buying low quantities. They're trying to test the market, see what really works. Then stage number 2 is your rise stage. Now, this is the one that it rises a little bit. And now the buyers are going in like, I want like pack out the house. Like, this is not like, I believe that this is going to take flight, right? So therefore, this is when the traditional stores or the mass stores are now grabbing it, and now they're recreating it in mass numbers. They're doing variations of it. This is when knockoffs will take place. So in the beginning, when Uggs first came out, people were like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden it became like a common thing. So now I'm gonna, so now Old Navy had a set of Uggs, and the Gap and these other stores begin to have these things that were high priced called Uggs. Then it gets to its plateau. It gets to its culmination stage. It gets to where you would see it in all these different doors. People are comfortable with it, right? So now it's kind of common itself. It's settled into the industry. Buyers are reordering it. And then we go into, in the culmination stage, two things can happen. Okay, now listen to me. Listen. Two things can happen. Either one, it's so accepted and it's moving so steadily that it stays there and it is just a classic item. It stays in a safe pattern and it just stays there. Or they will start to test out some other variations of it, like on a massive scale at this point in time. The texture, the color, the shape, maybe it's, instead of a 2-shoulder strap cami, it's no straps, but they really like the print, they really like the color, so let's move forward. So that's the culmination stage. Now we get to our decline stage. Our decline stage is when you cannot keep this product on the floor at its regular price. People are not willing, people are bored. This is the bored stage. People don't really want to look at this item anymore. So now you'll start seeing these products in like your off-brand stores, like your TJ Maxx, your Marshalls, your Burlington Coat Factory, which I still shop there. No big deal. Your trash is my treasure. Hello. Let's go with that. And then it's the obsolescence stage where it's like it's out its way. Nobody wants to see it. Target can't even, TJ Maxx can't keep it. So it is totally has dissolved itself. So those are the 5 stages of the fashion cycle. Introduction, the rise, the culmination. You have listen to me, I'm like forgetting them. You have you have the 5 stages. Here it goes. The introduction, the rise, the culmination, the decline, and the obsolescence. 5 stages in the fashion cycle. All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about the intangibles of fashion. You're like, what? What's that word? Intangible. Yes. So intangibles are things that you can't exactly touch. But within fashion, you can't exactly touch it. But those are the things that actually moves fashion. So I'm going to go over just a few so you understand what that is. The first thing would be the group acceptance. Like, what groups of people will buy what types of fashion? You can't have a successful fashion if you can't find that group of people. Right? So that is intangible 1. Intangible 2 is change. Things just change all the time, right? So the first thing, think about change is the weather, right? That's simple. People's sizes change from teen to adults. People's tastes will change. Politics could make it change. Or how about this? Like I said, like the sizes, the ages will change. What I dress like in my 20s is not exactly how I dress as my 30s and as I am, in my 40s. No shade. It changes. It changes my taste. It changes, different things. All right, guys. So That is chapter 2 intro. That doesn't mean don't pick up the book. That doesn't mean don't look at the PowerPoint. That doesn't mean don't do your research. That just means I gave you a little bit of taste of what chapter. I look forward on seeing you guys this week. Take care. Peace out and be safe.